Today we're here to talk about the John Deere 7000 planter, which is very common in the food plot world. So we're kind of going to discuss, basically the guts and the things that you need to look for maintenance on this planter. And if you don't already know, these front boxes are your seed boxes. This is where all your seed's going to go. On the bottom of these seed boxes are either a corn or soybean meter, depending on what you're planting. And you can take these boxes off, turn these boxes upside down and change that meter depending on what you're planting. But a good maintenance tip, there's a lot of chains that drive all of these meters. If you could put some oil and make sure that you've greased the entire planter. There's not many grease points on this specific planter, but with all these chains, make sure that you do or put oil on at the start of each season. That way these chains are lubed up and stay in good condition throughout your entire planting season. Now once we go down below these seed boxes and where the meter drops the seed into the soil and how you can set your depth of this planter, you have gauge wheels, and you can make adjustments on how deep your planter plants. Specifically for corn, we like to plant around 2 inches. For soybeans, we like to plant at about 1.5 inches. And there's a little lever underneath these seed boxes where you can slide it back or forward, and it'll change your seeding depth. And if you can come around here and see these gauge wheels right here, if the planter was up, we could actually move them right now. If you could move these, this sets your depth, how deep your seed's gonna be planted. And within these gauge wheels right here is a seed disc opener. It cuts a slice into the soil in a kind of a V shape where that seed drops down in. And where that seed drops down in, then you'll have your closing system. And there's a bunch of different variations of closing wheels, and specifically these just have the standard old John Deere 7000 closing system. And on certain planters, not this specific planter, you can actually set how firm this presses seed into the ground. But actually here you're pretty well, it is what it is, and it's going to do its job regardless. Now, when you're planting different seed types, such as corn and soybeans, you can actually come in here and you can make adjustments on certain different populations. So at corn, commonly you want to be around that 30 to 35,000 mark. Soybeans, you want to be anywhere from 100,000 to 150,000. And you can make adjustments on all these sprockets and gears here and chains and move them around and change it. And if you can get your hands on an operator's manual or from your local John Deere dealer or find one on the internet, it would be good to actually take a look at that and see what your different population settings are. Let's dive into population a little bit and what different seed types require. So like I said, corn is in that 30 to 35,000 range, and you can adjust it here with these chains and sprockets. 32,000 say is what I normally plant at. So that's 32,000 seeds per acre. And your meters inside or below these seed boxes are gonna make, that sprocket's gonna turn, basically how you adjust these sprockets here. Soybeans anywhere from 100 to 150,000. That's 100,000, 150,000 seeds per acre. Soybeans require a little bit higher population than corn does. So I would say John Deere 7000 kind of fits the bill, and specifically we have a 4-row planter here, 3-point mounted. They do offer a drawbar type planter, but with these smaller food plots and we're doing basically farming on a very small scale. With a 3-point mounted planter, you can raise it up, your tractor controls it, you can back up, you can get in tight spaces. When you get into a drawbar planter, it's a little bit harder to back that planter up and put it exactly where you want it. I think these planters are pretty well bulletproof. They've been around for a long time. Parts are very common. You can get them all over the place. Local John Deere dealerships, shoot parts, you can get them anywhere. But I feel like you can plant a wide variety of crops, which, corn, soybeans, sunflowers, sorghum. You can do all those things, which is all great crops for a food plot. Having your own planter, there's a lot of advantages to that. You don't have to rely on a local farmer. These John Deere 7000s are fairly common. Not a lot of people or big farmers use them anymore, so you can find them very easily, and they're actually reasonably priced. So, it's very affordable to most people. If you really want to get into doing your own food plots, and if you really want to get on the grain side of food plots, I would recommend a John Deere 7000. Like I said, it's very affordable. They're very common.